Ms. Morrow, you say you've been living a lie for 30 years. You stand before the court today ready to finally find out whether your biological father is the man you grew up believing to be your dad, or if his brother, the defendant, Mr. Curry, is your father.
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, Mr. Curry, you admit to sleeping with the plaintiff's mother one time after a wild night of partying.
Yes,
But
Your
you
Honor.
say you don't believe you're her biological father because there were other possibilities as well.
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, Ms. Morrow, how did you come to the conclusion that your uncle might actually be your biological father?
Well, recently, the man that I thought was my biological father did a DNA test himself after 30 years, and it came back that he wasn't my father. So basically, for 30 years, I lived this lie thinking that he was my father, which I never met him until I was about 7 years old at a court hearing for child support or something. My mother brought me with her. I briefly stepped off the elevator. She said, "Amanda, this is your father." He said, "Hi, how are you?" That was it. I never heard from him again until I was 15. Randomly, a letter came in the mail from him saying that, "I'm your father. I want to be in your life. I'm sorry I wasn't there. I want to make up for not being there." And it all just started from there. And it was very hard for me to let him in, so I was very hesitant about having him in my life. After a year of just talking on the phone, my mom went to Connecticut for me to meet him. My grandfather was dying, so I met him around that time that my grandfather was dying. We had lunch, spent the afternoon together, and that was it.
And how old were you then?
I was 16. It was a year after the
So pretty much
initial.
your entire life you had no real relationship with the man you believed to be your biological father.
My mother said that when she was pregnant, he walked away, that he didn't want anything to do with me. So I never had a father on my birth certificate, never had a father in my life, but I always knew.
But
You see, my
you
brother always...
understood him to be your father. That's the person you thought.
My brother always believed that he was her father, until just recently, when he got this DNA test done. That's when I found out that apparently he wasn't either. But there's a question as to the validity of the test that he took, because he left the sample sitting around for a while.
Tell me what happened there. So your brother took a DNA test.
Correct. And before sending it in, I guess apparently didn't have the money to send it in to get the results, so he left it sitting around for a month or two.
And this was an at-home test.
Mm-hmm. He purchased the
And
test.
he left his sample sitting where for a month?
He sat in his car for a couple weeks, and then when...
Conflicting story there. He told me he left it on his refrigerator.
And he told me he left it in the car for 2 weeks, and then when he mailed it, it got mailed back to him because there wasn't enough postage on it.